You remember we have an ordinance that says that there are certain provisions that can't be in our contracts here in the city of Hayes unless you have bid it or waived it ahead of time. In other words, it's supposed to be done ahead of time, not by the vendor after the fact.
Right.
In this case, the UP is a vendor, basically selling us the right to use their land. And so it had numerous provisions in it that would violate that ordinance, and I pointed that out in my March 11th letter. But, and I recommended that if the Downtown Hayes Development Corporation thought it could negotiate a better lease, that it be at least long enough to recoup the cost of the building. And then I also recommended that we make sure that the UP actually owned the property, because in times past, we've been sent bills for leases by the railroad and found out they didn't own the property.
Right.
It had been abandoned and had passed back to the city years ago over, I think, on Milner.
Yep.
Ninth and Milner, maybe, somewhere in that area.
Our new regional rep for Union Pacific, who is much easier to get a hold of. I have talked to him, Aaron White has talked to him since this project has been revitalized. He is very open to the project. He's been very helpful so far, and he has stated that he is willing to work with the City of Hayes to revise the lease as long as he's working with the City of Hayes. If the DHCC were to be the ones to sign the lease, we're small fries. He could care less. He's not going to revise a darn thing. If the City of Hayes agrees to this project and they say that they want to take this on, the Union Pacific Railroad is willing to renegotiate that lease. To what extent, we have no idea.
I think if we would want to move this forward, we all would need to agree on some of the issues in the lease with the DHCC, with the building, like the sidewalk, landscape, and stuff like that. I mean, none of that would be done until, John would get back to us, but they have a thing in here, like they would, DHCC would pay for the lease. To me, I think that should be totally on DHCC, no matter what the price would go up to, because I don't want to, in my opinion, I don't want to, future commissions to have to pay for something that they didn't have nothing to do with. The restroom facility, personally, I think it should be closer to UP Park. I think it'd be more convenient for downtown, which I think out of this whole thing is the most needed thing in our community. And I also think the sidewalk to DHTC should pay for. I think, as we've done in the past, possibly city staff, if time allows, maybe could do the sidewalk with them paying for the supplies.